to the show. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I am Ajibola Ojeshola.
Good morning and welcome to the conversation. I am Joy Ulu.
Right, Joy, how was your off day yesterday?
Oh no, I didn't rest at all because my baby is strong.
Oh,
And my
Mele.
car broke down on Monday.
Hmm.
That was my first time experience on the Long Bridge
What time?
in the evening, like past 5.
At least it wasn't late, so
wasn't
help came. How did you maneuver?
My husband had to come with his own car to tow it.
Oh, wow.
Good night.
Yeah.
When there's no fuel.
Well,
But that's why you're
that's
men.
that's why you're men.
You are
That's why
the
you're
head.
there. Yes, that's why you're
And
the
you're preaching
head.
equality.
Well, maybe for me, equity. Let's just be fair. Let's be fair to one another. Let's respect one another. And when things go wrong, like they don't say because you are the woman, it could have happened to you too.
Yes. So
And I could have been the one.
I would have
Yes.
called you.
Yes, to
Uh-huh.
bring the other car, then we could tow it. Come on, stop making it look like. Okay.
Power supply, Abimbola, it is getting.
Yes, what is going
Power
on?
supply has been really bad, and the weather is not helping matters.
all.
The weather is humid. The air is frozen. I don't even know. So yesterday it rained here.
It
In
didn't
the
rain on my
evening,
side
it
though.
rained.
It rained
It
my
rained.
area too.
It rained really, really
Yes.
heavily.
Yes.
It did not rain where I
It
live.
didn't get to my
It
place.
did not get to my
Even
area.
the rain, I did not feel the impact.
It's
honestly.
it's still
The weather
hot.
was still horrible.
Yes, and then the weather is still very. Sometimes when there's no light at night and then you run out of petrol, you start wondering what's going on because the breeze is not even
It's still-
blowing.
it's not-
Everywhere is just so frozen, so still, and I'm wondering, God, if na
Thank God I've not sold my
Forgive
generator.
us.
My generator.
Selke.
Because at some point,
It felt
my power supply was too constant, and in my mind, I was like, this is becoming a problem for me. I didn't think I needed it anymore. But now,
Yeah, well,
I value it.
there's usually a time of the year that we would always hear things like the dam,
That is dry.
getting dry and all of that. And then climate change is also not helping at all. We do hope that the rains will come this year, will come fast enough, and then we can begin to just breathe. Because right now, everywhere is choky. Everywhere is just so, it's just so humid. It's
I
just
know,
so humid.
while we were crying of heat,
Some people are crying.
some people are calling for heat.
Well,
This life is not
I
bad.
was on the other side. I value the weather of Nigeria.
that's how life is.
Life is not balanced.
It's not balanced. Even your fingers.
I'll run out of the house.
I know. I mean, it's always like that, and that's where some people can live elsewhere at some particular points. Sometimes during the year, they'd rather be in Nigeria because of the weather and all of that. But
But you see these children, they'll be acting as if nothing is happening.
Osimo
They'll
Olara.
play, they'll do all sorts of
They're used
things.
to
I mean, they're used to it because even now, children complain of the heat. They complain of the heat because my own children, those ones, they complain and it's hot, and everybody is sweating, so we'll be
Because
fine.
sometimes I'm like,
It's
is
really
the heater on in the house, and
Is-
she's looking at me like,
like, excuse me.
what's wrong with you? The heater is on now.
Anyway, right. So that's it. Let's begin the show this morning by taking our news points today. Ajibola, let's start with you.
Yes, we're starting with politics. APC inaugurates state local government ESCOs. Our consensus was the dominant mode of election at the state congresses of the APC, which produced new executive councils nationwide on Tuesday. The newly elected councils were a combination of returnees and newly elected officials. At the various Congress venues, executives from ward to local government and state levels were inaugurated in line with directives from the party's national secretariat. The APC, through its national publicity secretary, Felix Moka, on Tuesday mandated that the swearing-in of elected officials must follow the relevant provisions of the party constitution for them to immediately commence their official duties. Although some of the earlier ward, local government and state congresses were not entirely free of rancor, prompting some members to seek legal redress, the APC national leadership emphasized that all elected officials must be sworn in. The statement read in part, the All Progressive Congress hereby direct that ward, local government and state executive committees duly elected at the 2026 congresses of the party, they sworn in immediately. Across most states, consensus was the mode adopted for the state congresses, producing new executive councils made up of returnees and new executive. In Lagos here, APC State Chairman Cornelius Ojelabi was returned for another 4-year term. Ojelabi, alongside other executives, emerged through a consensus arrangement at the State Congress held at Mobolaji Johnson Stadium, Onikon, Lagos. At the Congress, which had 1,705 delegates from 376 wards in Lagos State, the chairman of the State Congress Committee, Stella Okote, read out the consensus list, followed by a call for voice affirmation. Other executive elected include Moshood Olariwaju, Deputy Chairman, Adeola Jokumba, Secretary, Azizat Mariam, Assistant Secretary, Sheye Oladejo, Publicity Secretary, Babajide Sunday, Vice Chairman, Shola Eletu, Woman Leader, and Ayodele Adewale as Organizing Secretary. So that's it. The APC State Congresses took place yesterday, and as soon as it was concluded, the executives at ward, local government, and state levels were also sworn in for them to start preparing for the 2027 general elections, which is barely 9 months away from now. So in most states, it was rancor-free, and those that have issues are expected to use the internal mechanism of the party to settle their problem.
Yeah, and of course, again, I think only was only in Ondo State that INEC was not part of it, and it was quite messy. We do hope that they would get a hang of the situation as fast as possible, so that the situation can be nipped in the bud. But more or less, what happened in Lagos was more or less like homecoming, and then it was just more or less like a tea party. Yeah. And it wasn't even such a long event at all.
It wasn't.
Ratification, a couple of faces there yesterday. So, I mean, practically it means that the APC is ticking all the dots on what is expected of them before party primaries and the 2027 election. So,
and that's a confirmation to what was it Mr. Rekoya that came here the other time, that they have their own way of doing their things, that it's not as if they do not have crises, but once they have crises, they are able to resolve their differences and of course move forward from there, which was what we saw yesterday at the Mobolaji Johnson Stadium.
Okay. All right, so that's for the APC this morning. Let's quickly go on to the next story this morning, and the next story, of course, is on the tax law, where the VAT hits record 1 trillion naira as new sharing era begins. Total value added tax earnings rose to 1.08 trillion naira in January as a new tax sharing formula commenced, altering how the proceeds are split among the federal government, state, and the local government. Documents presented at the February meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee on Tuesday showed that total VAT collections by the Nigeria Revenue Service stood at 1.08 trillion naira in January 2026, compared with 913.96 billion naira in December 2025. The increase of 169.20 billion naira represents an 18.5% rise month on month. However, the full 1.08 trillion naira was not available for sharing. VAT deductions as source amounted to 79.94 billion naira in January, up from 67.45 billion in December, leaving a net VAT of 1 trillion naira for distribution. In December, the net VAT share stood at 846.51 billion naira. The month-on-month increase in the net distributable VAT was 156.72 billion naira, also representing an 18.5% increase. Previously, the federal government received 15%, state 50%, and local government 35%. And if the previous 15% formula had been retained, the federal government would have received about 150.48 billion naira from the 1 trillion naira net VAT shared in January. Let me quickly go to, so based on the new sharing formula from the 1 trillion naira net VAT shared in January, the federal government received 100.32 billion, state received 55.77 billion, while local governments were allocated 351.3 billion naira. Again, we've said it time and time again, even Mr. President has said more money will be coming to the tiers of government, and this has been confirmed, especially now that, the money rose so well in January. And I guess, like they will always say the reward for more work for his hard work. I guess that is why Taiwo Oyedele has been, given more responsibility now. Because again, his work, well, we'll come back to talk about that, since that's what we're taking a look at on what's trending this morning. But it just shows that as more money is coming to the tiers of government, this is the time for everybody to start speaking out. If governance is not being delivered, especially at the state and local government level, it is no longer business as usual, where we're going to be shouting federal, federal, federal. Now we should start shouting states, local, states, local. So we should also, as citizens, also know the responsibilities of these tiers of government. Because sometimes we always say the federal, and the reverse is the case, whereas those things that should actually be done by either the state or the local government. So this is a time for everybody to now shine your eyes and speak out more. So if level of governance at your state or your local government level is not commensurate with what you think it should be, speak out.
Yes, I do agree with Abimbola. This is a time for us to hold the political class by the jugular, especially the governors, the local government chairman, your councillors, who are the ones supervising the quality of development at the ward level. They are getting more money now. Are they adding value to the living standard of the people? That's a very big question. So if what they are getting is not reflecting in your standard of living, then you should hold them accountable and, of course, ask them questions, especially now that we are preparing for another election.
Yes.
If you do not perform, I'm not going to vote for your party. And please, this attitude of collecting 5,000 naira or collecting Indomie or rice, is that your worth for 4 years?
Wait.
Your children will suffer it. You will suffer it as well.
I mean, it's okay to collect it. Because how else will you say that? So if you're offered,
Is that your
Collect, but still make the
but
right
still,
choice. when
so
it's
don't
time to
allow that to now determine where
Who
you
you are
will
going to vote for.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's an offer. Collect it, because someone else will collect it. Someone else will take. That's the truth. So if you refuse it, another person will take it. So don't lose on both sides. Collect
Don't lose on
it.
governance.
Collect
Go
it.
hungry.
But vote for who you want to vote for. Because at the end of the day, you will lose the largest, and your vote will still not count, because if you end up not voting. So vote for who your conscience. Will they even know who you voted for? It's not as if they'll come and stand with you there now.
There's a way they do it. They will look at your...
You to look at them like this. And
after
do
voting, they will settle you.
Oh, so it's settling, you vote before they settle?
No, once you vote and they see, oh, you voted for our party, then they will settle you.
No,
Politicians, fortunately, Abimbola, I love the column for today. I love the column for today.
I thought that you get your money up front.
Politicians, they are very smart.
Front to care.
Vote, make us see. Then you'll be settled.
Anyways, it's a very tough one, honestly, because, I mean, we can sit here and say don't collect it, but the truth is some other will collect it.
They will, definitely.
Some other will get that money. And at the end of the day, it will just be, but we just have to be part of the process. That's the bottom line. We have to be part of the process.
Yeah.
All right, Joy, let's take your story.
Speaking about being part of the process, do you have your voter's card?
Do you have what?
Your voter's card.
Very, very important.
All right, here in Lagos, Sanwo-Olu appoints new Lagos Accountant General. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has approved the deployment of Muyiwa John Adetola as the new Accountant General of the State and Permanent Secretary, State Treasury Office. The deployment was contained in an official circular issued by the Office of the Head of Service and shared in a statement on the Lagos State Government's Facebook page. According to the statement, Adetola's appointment followed the statutory retirement of the outgoing Accountant General and Permanent Secretary, Abiodun Murtala. The statement noted that Adetola was redeployed from the Office of the State Auditor General, where he served as State Auditor General before the new assignment. He added that the new AG's appointment takes immediate effect from Monday, March 2, 2026. The head of service, and I quote, Mr. Bode Agboro, while wishing Mr. Adetola success in his new role, urged all stakeholders to accord the circular the necessary publicity and cooperation to ensure a seamless transition. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has appointed a new Lagos Accountant General. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, congratulations, of course, to the new AG. And he's also been in the system, so he's not new,
It's not new.
to the system. We wish him the very best, of course, as he takes on the new responsibility. Well, those are the news points we're tracking for you at this moment. Let's quickly go on to the X platform this morning to take a look at what's trending. Like I said, you know, I mentioned it in passing during the tax story. So yesterday, the news broke that Mr. Taiwo Oyedele had been appointed by Mr. President as the Minister of State for Finance. And again, like I said, it just showed that whatever responsibility you're saddled with, you don't know who's watching. You don't know the yardstick by which anybody is watching. Just do it diligently. Do the very best that you can do, and not think of, you know, the gains for you or the positives for you. Since Mr. Oyedele's appointment as the head of the Tax Reform Committee, he's been quite diligent at it. He's broken this thing as simple as, you know, anybody who wanted to listen. And, you know, the way he's done this job, he's done it so seamlessly, even though, you know, a lot of backlash, a lot of name callings, a lot of things, negativity, you know, have trailed, you know, this appointment, but he's taken it in his stride and has gone ahead to do this job like, you know, like I'm serving my country. So now that this appointment came yesterday, I was happy that it came, and it just shows that whatever you're doing, just do it well and be diligent at it, especially once you know what you're doing. Then you can't convince anybody that, yes, I am fit for the job. And now, you know, he's there. I'm sure that, you know, he's not going to relent once confirmed as a Minister of State. He's also probably also going to help Mr. President and the economic team continue to lift the economic reforms of this administration. It is just Mrs. Doris that this is the third posting she's going to get in the last less than 4 years. I mean, and I don't know. But again, it just shows that I think she's also a good person.
She is, yeah.
Because in all the places that she's moved to, she's also done the job diligently, and, you know, all the feedbacks from her dealings have also been quite impressive. So we do hope that, of course, Mr. Oyedele coming on board is going to be another addition.
Bimbola, you're quite correct. It's an appointment well deserved for Mr. Oyedele. If you saw the way and manner with which he handled the tax reforms of the country, and you know, according to the story that you read earlier, we are beginning to see the gains of these reforms. And you know, Mr. President, in his wisdom, decided to appoint him as the Minister of State for Finance to come and contribute more to the development of the country, so that when those money starts coming in, it will be able to manage them very well in such a way that it will start reflecting in the living standards of Nigerians.
Agreed. Joy?
That's putting a round square, a round peg,
in a round hole.
You're
right. Okay, you can go on to the X platform this morning to take a further read on why Taiwo Oyedele is trending on the X platform this morning. We'll take a quick break. When the conversation returns, we will quickly take the column of the newspaper today.